Hey guys, Romie here. So this is Married to Medicine Season 4, Episode 12, Brazilian Bombshells. The episode starts off with, it's Quad's birthday, so she actually invites Janice out to her catering portion of her birthday because she wants to have Janice taste test the chocolates. Quad is very enamored with the chocolate. She's just in love with the chocolates, and Janice is just looking at her like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Come on now. She's like, I was like, oh, you really needed that, didn't you? Yeah. And Janice was wondering, so I understand this is your 35th, but why are you making this one such a huge deal about it? Well, aside from every birthday being a big deal, you know, I just had a really hard year. A really hard year. And of course, with her father dying, with all stuff going on with her friends and everything, it makes sense. So, aside from that, we have Dr. Heavenly and her husband, Damon. He comes in, and Dr. Heavenly's doing her, hello, Nate. Hello, Nate. And all that. I'm like, oh gosh, here we go. So, she's trying to give him the recap of what's been going on with her businesses / giving us the recap. She's supposed to be working with Lisa Nicole on this women empowerment relationship building class seminar, and it's not going so well. It's not going so well because Lisa Nicole was originally telling her how it was going to cost a certain amount. It was going to be on this day. The deposit was going to be done on this day. She was going to have all this information, and essentially Dr. Heavenly, when she tries to go and get back in touch with Lisa Nicole, when she tries and go to try and pay for it, when she tries to go and do anything regarding it, it's not working. And the thing is, it's not like Lisa Nicole's her best friend. It's not like she really likes Lisa Nicole. So the fact that things aren't going so well, it's really frustrating her. Her husband has this look of, I care and I get it, but are we really going to do this? Are we really going to make a big deal about this? That's the kind of look that he was giving me. Like, are we really going to focus on, do I really have to sit down for this mess? We make enough money not to even deal with any of this. Come on now, stop it. That's all I was getting from him. So I was thinking, yeah. Anyway. Toya is packing up her house and getting ready to move. She's moving and she's concerned about how it's going to affect her kids. Understandably, because it is going from one house to the other. But we're all thinking, Toya, as long as your husband and yourself are there, your kids will be fine. That's the reality of the situation. So they go from one big house to a slightly smaller house. They went from a $10,000 a month house. It was beautiful. I have to give it up to Toya, though. I understand, though, the pain of leaving that, because that was huge and it was beautiful. From $10,000 to $8,000. I'm thinking, now that definitely is a difference, but now Toya, you're still spending a similar amount that you were spending. So it's not like you're going from rags to riches to rags again. You're going from opulence to riches. That's all that happened. And I'm thinking, wow, the house is beautiful, that everything is already done. Of course, they have to go move in their stuff, but the kids love it. The kids are running around, and they love every little piece of it. And Toya is just, trying to get it together because she's finally having it sink in that, oh, right, I kind of forgot the whole concept of if the parents are there, the kids will be okay as well. The kids have their own space. Everything is still big. I mean, the kids are little, so everything is still big to them. So, it never should have really mattered in the first place. Dr. Jackie has her little luncheon with Dr. Simone, and Dr. Simone brought salad. Now remember, when Dr. Simone, and the concept of a salad was like, Jackie, you and this rabbit food type of thing. But Dr. Simone, she had a little bit too much in Hawaii, so she's trying to get it back together. So she's having herself a salad, and they kind of go into the details of what's going on with Dr. Jackie. And things still aren't good with Curtis. She came back and they're still not really talking or communicating the way that they should or need to. It's more so like they called a truce. That's more so what actually happened. And Dr. Simone is just trying to let her friend know that, you know what, Jackie? Here's the thing. you have to give up something. You have to give up something, and I understand that that may not seem fair, and in a lot of cases it isn't fair, but you have to give up something because you want your marriage to work, and both of you have too much going on. And I'm thinking, okay, that's fine as long as Curtis is giving up something as well. That's what I'm thinking. As long as Curtis is giving up something as well, maybe he's already given up certain stuff and that's why he's irritated. Maybe that's the case. But we'll see about that, because Dr. Jackie's like, well, when you gave that up, were you happy? Dr. Simone said, of course, because I wanted to give it up. Now that is the key word, wanted. Does Dr. Jackie want to change anything in her life aside from the issues going on with her marriage? Is she willing to drop or reduce something for her marriage? That's the real thing. Dr. Heavenly is talking with Lisa Nicole because she's irritated, she's irked that things aren't going well, and Lisa Nicole is not there yet because she flies by standby. I'm thinking, wait, what? Yeah, she has a connection at the airport, so she flies by standby. I'm thinking, okay, normally that would be cool. Normally we would all get that and understand that. But Dr. Heavenly said, wait a minute, this is supposed to be Lisa Nicole Cloud. How does someone with a name like that fly by standby? Girl, we have business to attend to, and you're missing it because of that. So that was strike one. Strike two is, you told me that the amount was going to be for $7,000 in total, and that's not the case anymore. Look, with everything included, the venue itself, $7,000, yes, and we would split that. But when you include the catering, the DJ, the help, like all of, not the help, the staff, all of that, it equals a different amount. Well, you know what? This doesn't feel like what I thought it was supposed to be. You told me one thing, and now you're giving me something different. I tried to call, and they saying that your name's on the, you're the person that they have to speak to. I don't have any control over it. How am I supposed to feel like I'm really a part of it, included in it, when the reality is that's not the case? Like, what is really going on here? So she goes, Lisa Nicole hangs up on her, because there's nothing she can really do at that point since she's not there with Heavenly. Then I think that it was right for her to hang up on Heavenly. No, only because even though Heavenly was going at her, and it was kind of hard, it's not like she was just going at her to go at her. Certain portions of the business acumen wasn't done correctly, or at least it was done differently than Heavenly thought it would. Now, Heavenly invites all ladies to her birthday party, to her house, just for a regular cookout, but more so to kind of give them the news. She's parting ways with Lisa Nicole. She's doing her own event on the same day. Heaven help us. That's what she wants. And here's my thing. We know that Dr. Heavenly wanted to do something on her own in the first place. That's the real thing. She wanted to do something on her own in the first place, and she should have just done that. I understand for cost. She thought, okay, maybe I can go and do this stuff with Lisa Nicole because certain things would be handled. But here's the truth to the matter of it all. She was looking at it from a cost standpoint, and then when Lisa Nicole was telling her, here's the actual final total, I might as well just go and do something myself if I'm going to be paying a certain amount. So she lets the ladies know, and mind you, why'd she have to go and tell Simone, you know what, Simone, you've been dressing up, and I appreciate it. I'm thinking, she's not dressing up for you, she's just trying to distract because she feels a little full. That's all it is. She looks good, so that's not the problem. She probably just feels a little bit full, so it's just like the whole motto if I don't feel at my best, at least I can go and attempt to look at my best. While Dr. Heavenly is trying to give her side of the story, we get Lisa Nicole's. Lisa Nicole just wants her husband to know, mind you, her husband doesn't know where he's been for the past, I'm thinking, you need to just stop it, because that never helps your case when something like that's going on. Anyway, she lets it be known that the original estimate was supposed to be around $7,000, but when you include all the other expenses, it gets to around $12,000. Of course, that's $12,000 to be split, so that's really more so $6,000 each. Dr. Heavenly thought that it was going to be $7,000 in total, and so they would split that. Dr. Heavenly understands that $7,000 isn't a whole lot for a venue and all of that, when you really think about it. But she just feels like if that was the case, then she might as well just go and do her own thing. And that's where I said, and that's where it hit her. The real issue is, for the cost, because she's not saving much and she doesn't have much creative control, because when she went to try and call and find out certain information, they said, no, it's Lisa Nicole's event, and so they can't give you access to certain information. She figured, you know what, let me go and do this myself. So here's what's happening now. There's going to be a Heaven Help Us event, and I want you ladies there. So Janice, are you coming? Well, I more so said I would help you out, so I guess I'll be there. Okay, Dr. Simone, are you coming? Well, I promised both of you, so I'm definitely going to do something for both of you. Of course, I'll talk with Jackie at a different time because Jackie wasn't there. Now, I understand, Mariah, you're friends with Lisa Nicole, so I was like, now hold up. I'm thinking, Mariah, you are, friendly, at least, with Lisa Nicole. I understand Lisa Nicole is kind of on the outs, or you see her as kind of being pushed out towards the outs in the group, and you don't want that to happen to you because that's what always happens to you. So you're thinking, look, don't just group me in just because. Just don't do that to me ever again. But she says, I'll fulfill both obligations in some way. I'm thinking, oh, okay. Anyway, it looks like Dr. Heavenly's going to have more people, at least from the cast, at her event, because Quad said that she'd be able to be there for her as well. Here's the thing. Here's my point of view. Now, the financial part and certain things weren't brought up to Dr. Heavenly, so she does have a right to feel a certain way because she is paying money towards it, and she's also not being given, I guess, a certain level of respect and also clarity on this is what's happening, this is how much it's going to be. And the thing is, I understand Lisa Nicole was saying the information was sent to you, it just wasn't sent directly to you, it was sent to your people. And the thing is, if you're supposed to be cool enough and you're supposed to be working with someone, you should at least make sure, okay, did you get the information, did you da-da-da. And I understand you're both grown, you shouldn't feel like you have to check in and do things like that. But when someone who doesn't necessarily like you, you're working with them, and this is more so your name on the line, you make sure every T is crossed, every I is dotted. That's just what you do. I feel like that's the issue here. Dr. Heavenly doesn't really like Lisa Nicole, so she's going to take it personally if anything goes wrong. And that's the thing. Should she have? No. But because we know this is Dr. Heavenly, and we know she doesn't like Lisa Nicole, we can't be surprised by it, regardless if we think it's right or not. Now is the day of Quad's birthday party, and she's having it at her friend Emily's house. And it's going to be great. So everyone, except for Mariah, is going to go because Mariah wasn't invited. And Mariah's talking to her mom, and her mom let it be known, you know what, maybe you two can just sit down and have a conversation, you and Quad. But I can have a conversation with someone like that who doesn't want to speak to me. Well, that's right, because Quad, she's been doing too much, and it doesn't make sense to, look, I kind of miss Mariah's mom. Mariah's mom had a stroke, so now she put down her purse. The thing that she would used to hit people with a cane. I'm thinking, Lord, why'd they give her, of all people, a cane? She is going to go and swat. Mariah didn't have to do much for that scene because her mom took over. I believe her name is Miss Joanne. It was hilarious. This is like, look, say the word, and I got you. I'll go be swatting some people for you. Quad started off at a certain area in life, and she's trying to perpetrate a fraud. Here I am, on the other side, though, thinking it's fine because we know that's the truth. Quad has also honestly said that that was the truth. So, you trying to convince us that that's the truth isn't necessary. We know. We know. Now, everyone's coming to the party. The party is Brazilian Carnival themed, and Toya comes in her Carnival outfit. We're looking at it like, okay, because the thing is, the ladies are so shady. They're so shady because Toya, Janice, who Janice of course looked great, but I've never seen someone wear so many beads in my entire life. They're like, what is that? Well, I'm like, Denise looks good, so what's the problem? Uh, Dr. Simone, she was like, look at me. I'm killing it. Give me my props. They're looking at her ankles like, oh Lord, baby, you can't walk. You can't walk. It's okay, baby, but we know you can't walk. They had this guy who was like, what is it called? A fire starter? Whatever it's called. And he was breathing fire, and it was close. Now they said, whoa! Oh, hell! No. And she started cursing. Like, I don't even curse anymore. Lord, not my hair. I felt that heat. I saw my life flashing before my eyes. I thought it was over for me. Anyway, why Dr. Heavenly? Was it Dr. Heavenly or Dr. Simone that said, you know what, Toya? For some reason you think that all of us aside from your husband like your gut, and we don't. I'm like, oh, okay. That wasn't even shady. That was just, that sounded like she was saying it as a matter of fact. Yeah, here we go. And Dr. Simone, I don't know if she had a drink already, but you know when she has a drink, the other side of her comes out, and the other side of her is, let me go and say what I want to say, but I'm going to be more, not forceful, but relentless with it because of it. She talks to Cecil, and she was just saying, you know, you were missed because you're our friend, and we were surprised. We felt stood up by you. He said, you know what? I do apologize that you felt that way. There were a lot of things going on. It's like, I understand, but, you know, not hearing anything from you at all because your wife still came. So then he said, all right, let me go with the group because I understand you guys want an apology. Here's how this actually goes. Even though I didn't show up, my wife left me. I did not leave her. I had the option of going. I chose not to go. She also had the option of staying. She chose to leave. While we were in the middle of some stuff, I'm like, this doesn't need to be here. And, of course, they were like, all right, well, we just need some apologies. I'm thinking, okay, we need to stop this. We need to stop this right here because this is not the place and time. That's always the issue, the place and time. But you know what was the place and time? It was Quad's time. It was happy birthday to her. She came out in her carnival outfit. Of course, Quad looks great. So she was dancing. Everyone was like, wow. Everyone was like, damn, now that's a body. Now, yeah, she doing that. Of course, her husband like, oh, thank you, God. Thank you for blessing me with the wife that I currently have. Thank you so much. Dr. Heavenly is trying to do a checkup and make sure that who's coming to our party and who isn't. And Janice, you know, after her giving her like a speech that I would give, like, I love you both, I appreciate you both, but the reality is I gave you my word, so I'm coming to your party, even though I still love you both. So she's coming to Dr. Heavenly's party. Dr. Jackie said, I'm coming to support you because Lisa Nicole never actually talked to me at all. Dr. Simone said, of course, she's going to do something both for them, regardless, but still have Heavenly's back. Toya's going to be there. Quad's going to be there. So it looks like she's just more so going to have Mariah there. And it was like, okay, so how is this going to work as far as you making sure that people show up to your event, even though this is still messed up and we don't think that it's right? Oh, don't worry. I already put out a PCA. Her PCA was a Instagram post saying, oh yeah, so by the way, I'm not associated with Lisa Nicole's event anymore. We're doing Heaven Help Us, and yeah, come to this event, same day, same time, just new venue. But that party looked fun. The dancers, everything looked fun. Now, why did Dr. Simone on Quad's birthday have to go and tell her, so when are you going to go and have that baby? When are you going to go upstairs, have sex with your husband, and have that baby? I thought Quad was going to go off because she had that look of, you really doing this to me here? But she kept it together. She said, you know what, having my nephew in my house, it brought up some feelings, so it's definitely going to happen sooner rather than later. Thankfully, Dr. Simone realized, oh, Quad's just trying to get me off her back, and she took the hint and kept it moving. So like I said, the party looked like a fun time. Happy birthday to Quad. Next week's going to be a fool. I'm sure that Dr. Heavenly's event is going to be packed out, and Lisa Nicole's going to have less people. Let's just be honest. But was it right that the whole thing even happened in the first place? No. Please like, comment, subscribe. Come back next week.